How to zip and unzip files. You need a file zipping utility, which is just another name for a program. I like Zip Central, so I googled Zip Central free download, and I'm not going to click on this top link because I see free download is the first item in the URL, and I want something that starts with the thing that I'm actually looking for. So I'm going to click on this one, Zip Central. That opens up a page that says free download. Make sure that you are downloading really what you want. So I click here, and you can see at the bottom of the screen in the status bar there appears some activity, and then it tells you it's downloaded a file. And I could click on this. If you notice, it ends in .exe, which means it's an executable file, which is a program. I like to look at exactly what I'm clicking on. So over here on the right where it says show all downloads, I'm going to click that, and what that does is open up a browser window with a list of everything I've downloaded recently. This isn't the actual folder where it's downloaded, so I'm going to click show in folder, and then that opens up my downloads folder, which is probably under your favorites somewhere. And I can see that the top item is a downloader for zipcentral.exe. You have set up your computer so that you see these extensions. In this case, it's the .exe, and that tells me it's an executable file. It is really important for you to show known file name extensions on your computer for data files so that you know exactly what you're looking at, because what happens is your computer will make an assumption about what kind of file it is and then give you a little icon, and then without asking you, use a particular program to open a file, whether or not you want to use that program to open that file or not. So we have another video on showing known file name extensions, which if you set up your computer like that, it should help you a lot. So I know when I double click on this, because it's a .exe file, it's going to open up a security warning, and I say yes, make sure this box is checked. I always want to ask before running something that's going to do something on my computer. I say run, and then it opens up the actual program that downloads the zipping utility from the internet, and that opens up in a box. You agree to their conditions and you say yes, I agree to all these conditions except, and when this screen opens, you want to make sure to uncheck any boxes that say, oh, while you're downloading this, would you like this other thing that you don't want? So make sure you uncheck any boxes like that that say you want these other programs, and you say next, and then I don't want another pre-program, and I say next, and now it actually downloads Zip Central. It opens up the familiar install software wizard, so you click next, you agree to the license requirements, and go ahead and select all the defaults, which just creates it as a program in your programs list. You can see that in my downloads folder, I have downloaded some files from AQS that are zipped files. So what I do now that I have Zip Central installed is I right-click the file and I say extract here, and it opens it up in the same folder where the zip file is. And you can see that now we have two files because the files I downloaded from AQS open up into a PDF file, which again is like the cover page, to the data, which is in the text file. If you want to use Zip Central a different way, you can right click and then say extract to, and then tell it where you want the two files that are going to be unzipped from that AQS dialog box to be put. There are other unzipping programs, and all of them have their pros and cons. This is just Zip Central because in my experience it gives you less viruses associated with it when you download it. And as for zipping something, if you have to send somebody a zipped file or upload your data into the Exchange network as a zipped file, then you use the same utility to zip your file. So just taking a look at this amp501.txt file that is unzipped right now, and it's about 1.19 megabytes, 1,192 kilobytes. If you want to zip it, you right click it and you say add to the same file name, which it gives you .zip. So that's just saying it's going to go into this zip file. You click that and you say yes, that's what you want to do, and that opens up a dialog box, and you can specify how you want it zipped, if you want it with normal compression level or maximum compression level to get it as small as possible. Depending upon the file type, sometimes zipping a file only takes it down a few kilobytes in size, and sometimes it halves the size of it. So you just say maximum, let's see how much it reduces the file, and then it automatically puts it into the same folder where you have the file that you zipped, and you can see that because I've sorted my downloads folder here that I'm in by date, the most recent file that I just added to this folder, which is the zip file, shows up at the top. I can sort by date again, and that puts the file that is the most old on the top. So I click date again, and that toggles it back to show newest to oldest. So you can see that this is the file, and it just ends in .zip now, so it's a zipped file. It's now 72 kilobytes, and it was 1.19 megabytes or so.